Yeah, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of Baby Daddies. Right now, we've got Big Gunner and ATP, Mr. ODS ATP. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
We will have Lorie hopefully joining us in a bit, and also Bitz and Bobz and Indiana. But obviously, you know what it is, dealing with the kids, you know how it goes. But yeah, today, this is a different show. This is a different kind of show. We're not here to discuss football. We're here to discuss parenting. Everything parenting. We're going to have laughs. We're going to have jokes. And if there's anyone in the comment section that wants to give me wants advice on new parenting and stuff, let us know, man. Obviously, we are live. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. I think we should start off with, obviously, let's start off with the pregnancy period. Today's show, we are starting off with the pregnancy period. Now, Big Gunner, do you want to lead on this one? How was it like during the pregnancy period?
I'll let you lot lead, yeah, because obviously you lot had babies before me, innit? Like your kids are older than mine, innit? So I'll let you lot go first, and then I'll jump in.
Yeah, go on, Ace. You lead that then. Come on.
What? Say that with a pregnancy. Bro, pregnancy is that time, of time and death when you're thinking, blood, do I even want to be with this woman? Or do I even want to be a father? You know what I'm saying? Gee. But I think, more time, when it comes to that pregnancy period, you just have to be patient with it, innit? Because obviously we don't hold a baby in our stomach, innit? Do you get what I'm saying? And we know that they go through pain and stuff like that. But I just think it's that period is just being patient, giving advice, helping, pushing, you know what I'm saying, doing the best. And at the time, you see what I've learned, with when the mother is pregnant with a baby, because more time they say when the baby's in a woman's belly, they can communicate more, they fit that feeling and stuff. And they say with a man, you have to communicate with the belly in it. So it's very important. That's what I think, to even do that and give them that time, that patience. Because when you start talking, interacting with a youth, how God is so powerful, that how they made the baby, they can interact and feel what you're saying. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why when people, they say, oh, my girl's pregnant, boom, but I'm out, I'm at the pub, or I'm playing football. Nah, that's the time, when you're missing that a lot. Because the baby's automatically communicating with the mum, and the baby can only hear the man's voice. So it's very important to be like, they're rubbing the baby, talking. Like me with my child, I believe that I'm so close with him is because I was interacting in that kind of way. Do you get what I'm saying? Talking every time, even though you can't see me, but it's that bond. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very important, for that bond from the beginning. Do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people think like, the baby's going to be born soon, like 9 months. It's all right when he's here. I'm going to interact. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Interaction begins from the get-go. Do you get what I'm saying? From the get-go. You have to talk to them. Yo, little man, yo, princess, can you hear me? So when they come out, they already know that, you get me? This is daddy. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why me and my youth, we're strong.
But easy. Oh God, Lorie, what you saying, my guy?
Well, it's easy, my brothers. Still having a few technicals, but I'll be on camera shortly. I wanted to jump in, man.
Yeah, I see you singing. I see you singing on Twitter.
Yeah, you know.
But sorry, go on, continue. Continue. Go on, my guy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Like I say, it's like very important, innit? Because that's what I strongly advise people, and that's what I believe. The interaction between you and the belly is very important. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I don't know about how you lot are.
Do you know what it is? It as stressful as it is, because these, like, after a woman gets to a certain, for me, I don't know if anyone else clocked it, but for me, I clocked it with my BM, After a woman gets to past a certain period of pregnancy, their whole emotions. Now, I know the emotions will change, go up and down and all that because of the pregnancy itself. And I understand that the hormones are going to be up and down, innit? Yeah, but after a certain period, it's like it just overnight, bruv. Like 1 minute you'll go bed, you're still in that lovey though, like, oh yeah. Next morning, she's turning into her like, don't touch me. Oh my God, you're this, you're that. You're like, oh chill, what did I do? What have I done?
It happens, man. It happens.
What's your thoughts on it, Lorie? Obviously, we're on the pregnancy period right now. So obviously, do you remember when your little one? I'll say your little one, but yeah, remember when the mother of your child was pregnant?
It was a while ago, but I had 2 different experiences. So because I've got 3 children. Twins and
Lorie. Big man, Lorie.
But remember we're talking about one. The one who's got 1 kid, the one got 2 or 3.
He's got 1 kid. He's got 3 kids.
He's definitely a father and a daddy, boy.
ODS, like you say, bro.
Family man for real. ODS, only daddy stuff.
But yeah, it was 2 different experiences. So the first time, it was literally a case of, whilst I wasn't ready to be a father, I knew I had to man up and step up to the plate and everything. So it was crazy. It was just literally the things that I used to do. It was getting prepared to sacrifice. Well, I say sacrifice. I don't call it a sacrifice. It was being prepared to come out of all the things that I used to do and being there for my twins and being there to support their mum. So it was a very overwhelming experience as well, because I was 21 at the time. So literally just out of college, it's like, what direction did I want to go in? And for me, being a father was a blessing as well, because of certain things could have happened that didn't happen, and I could have gone down certain pathways, and I knew that I had 2 people to be responsible for, so things were going to change. And in regards to having my son, again, that was a completely different experience, in the sense that I was in a situation.
Oh, Lorie, can I ask you a question quick?
Yeah,
you would have had it through, because you had twin daughters, didn't you? And then a son.
Yeah.
So did you notice a difference between like the hormonal areas with the one that was having your twin daughters and then the one that was having your son? Like, was there any like sort of difference?
Yeah, there was a difference. There was definitely a difference. One was more emotional than the other in terms of the pregnancy itself, and in terms of the communication wasn't always there. But then second time round, I learned certain things I had to do a bit different, had to take things with a pinch of salt. So when the emotions were getting involved, not to take it to heart and not to take it personal, because just certain actions are happening beyond their control. Because we don't know what it's like as men to be pregnant. Obviously, something that it's not possible to happen to us. So we wouldn't know what it's like to carry that weight around and not be able to do the things that you're used to.
No, I hear that, man. It's true, man. That is right, man. Go on, your turn now. Probably done. Let us know.
Yeah, trust me, man. You know what I knew it was serious, yeah? One time I had my family round, and everyone was round. Must have went and got pizza and that. I think I must have went and got I wasn't eating meat at the time, innit? So I must have got like a whole load of vegetarian pizzas, innit? And like I went to give my missus a pizza, bro. She just burst into tears. I kind of want this. I'm like, huh? Like,
what?
You don't want it? It's like, no, I don't. It's just I didn't want it. It's like, rah. That's when I knew it was serious. And then the second time on my birthday, she must have got our swagger mamas in it, and like her chicken just looked a bit off in it, and like again she just burst into tears, man. So I knew from there. I knew it was serious. Like she never had like no angry outbursts in it, but those are the 2 like emotional ones where I knew this is serious. But like Lorie said, you just have to just can't take it to heart, innit? Like, just be there, innit?
No, I'm going to she's gonna kill me. She's watching right now. She's gonna kill me for saying this, innit? When I knew it was serious, yeah, was when I wasn't even there. And
They just
apparently a
failed.
Whitney Houston song came on, and she, for some reason, she still doesn't even know why. She just burst into tears, like she couldn't stop crying. So when she called me, I was busting up on the phone. I was like, "What? Well, why is you crying?" She goes, "I don't know. I really don't know."
No, it was serious, man. But yeah, like Lorie said, man, like if anyone is about to be in that situation, but just don't take it serious, man, because half of the time they don't know what's going on in it, so you can't take it to heart, man. Like first one I took it to heart, innit? But the second one I didn't take it to heart, man. So if anyone is about to go through that experience, like trust me, anything they say,
don't take it to heart, man.
yeah, for the 9 months, man, just don't take it to heart, man.
Don't take personal. Some monetary.
Nah, but did any of your missuses or obviously children? I want to say BMs, but I don't want to be disrespectful because I know. Yo, I know I went in that so good BMs and your baby mama and all that. Yes, my guy, what are you telling me?
Yes, my guy, you're right.
How you doing, my G?
I'm okay, not too bad. Yourself?
Guy, what's your experience?
As a father,
Yeah.
I promise you this, your mindset starts changing straight away.
Trust, believe that.
Straight away, literally on the same spot, your mind starts changing when you know you've got a new life coming into this world. 100%.
So what did any of your did any of them have any like weird like things they wanted to eat or like?
Not at all actually. Like we just went through the normal pregnancy, and that basically means the wife has to eat healthy. I have to stay a certain way, and like they recommend like a lot of peanuts and things of such nature. You understand? To neutralize the baby. That's the truth. I'm just letting you know, bro.
Well, what about you, Big Gunner?
Yeah, I can't even remember, like honestly, like I ain't gonna lie to you, that whole 9 months was just like for me, it was just a mad blur. Like it was there, and then all of a sudden, like I'm in the hospital.
Bro, you think it's going slow?
What's going on? Yeah, like I thought we had time in it, and then all of a sudden now I'm just there in the hospital, and I'm like, what's going on right now, man? Like that was, I don't know for you guys, but I was like, at first it wasn't scary in it, and then when I started to see the baby head come out, I was like, this is when I started panicking now, because all I'm seeing is blood, and I'm like, that's bare blood coming out. Like what's going on in it? And they were like, this is normal in it. And I'm like,
when they say that, you're like,
what?
That's
that much blood, yeah.
That's not normal,
yeah. Like, you can't lose that much blood, yeah, and that'd be normal, wouldn't it? But she was like, this is normal, isn't it? So I was just like, oh, all right, but I was petrified, and all you're waiting for is the baby to cry, in it. Like once you hear the baby cry,
that's what you're waiting for.
That's what you're waiting for.
Your heart is waiting for that.
You can breathe, innit? Yeah.
You're like, oh, go for that.
Yeah, it's just like, it was mad. Like, how did you feel like when she first told you she was pregnant? How was that?
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, I remember when she first told me, like, because we're not actually we wasn't actually together. So I remember she was at work. Yeah, and where was I? I must have been at home or something. But she literally said to me, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Why?" She calls me, and she goes, "Are you sitting down?" And I was like, "Why?" She goes, "Just sit down, trust me." All right, cool. You know the old cliche, all right, cool, I'm sitting down. Yeah. She goes, I'm pregnant. And I was like, say swear. She's like, yeah. And I was like, are you sure it's mine? Like, because obviously we weren't at that point of time we was I'm not saying
that is the worst thing you can say, boy.
No, but at that point, no, if you agree with me, at that point in time we were going through like our little separation patch sort of. Like, but that's all been that's all in the past now. So at that time I wasn't too sure. Like she was 100% it's you, trust me. And I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, then obviously, like after I knew it was confirmed as mine was at the first actual scan, when I was like, yeah, no, and then I was just like, what? Then I started going up a little bit like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was like, okay, because we had, you know what it is, yeah, we had 2 before in it, but unfortunately they didn't go full term.
Yeah.
I was happy when she told me, bro.
Yeah, I was happy. Like I was happy when
I
was
already
more happy
knew.
when I found out. You know what it is, yeah, I was more happy when I found out that this is it. Like this is gonna be for the long term, because like I said, the 2 before there was problems at the start.
Yeah.
But this one there was no problem. So I was like, okay, this could actually be it now. Like, yo, I'm gonna be a dad. So I was excited, but now I'm getting like, yo, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be a dad. Oh shit, I'm gonna be a dad. You know, like that. Oh shit, someone's gonna be calling me daddy.
Yeah, that's mad, isn't it? That was mad.
Go on, Lorie. Obviously, what was your experience?
I kind of missed what you lot were saying though. So.
Oh yeah. Because you, no. Basically, I was saying, what did you ask me? Gonna like, but that was it. Like, how did you feel?
How did
like,
you feel when you first heard, innit? Yeah.
First heard he was having a baby, obviously.
Oh man, boy, do you know what? The reality just kicked in. The reality just kicked in as soon as I heard the first cry. Yeah, as soon as
you're seeing a brick right now, isn't it?
As soon as the tears started, that was it. I was gone. I was just blabbering, crying like mad. And you know what? Because both experiences were cesareans, I'll tell you.
We're talking about when you first found out you was having a baby.
Yeah, when I first
when she first told you.
Yeah, I as I said earlier, as I related to earlier, I was in shock more than anything the first time round. Like I kind of knew, I had a feeling because the way she was carrying on, she was a bit of an emotional wreck. She was always upset. She didn't seem herself. And when she told me, she didn't even tell me. I kind of figured it out. Like because she was pregnant in the summer and then they were born. She was pregnant throughout the summer, but we didn't know until like spring for sure. So we was just having we was just in the park, having a little picnic and that, and I was like, she was just looking at me and she was like, I've got something. I said, I know you're pregnant, because I just literally figured it out. And I think the more of a shock was when we went for the first scan, and then we were sitting there for the scan. I planned that stuff. The first thing the doctor said to us is, either of you got twins in your family? And apparently I went white like a sheep.
I just heard that from you. Don't worry, I've been in a room. I was just doing some ODS and putting the little one to sleep.
I was like, twins? I was like, wow. Not even like, trust me to do 2 for the price of 1. Like, not even starting.
Double trouble.
Going in straight away. And then with my son, like there was a lot of excitement. I was just like, yes, I've got a boy. I love my daughters, don't get me wrong. But the fact that I was gonna have a boy, I'd had some experience of being a parent. I was just so excited. I was like, yes, that's me set for life. No more the football, everything. I was like, I've got a little me coming, and he's just literally like me. So both times there was excitement there, but they came at different stages. And
I planned that. That's the difference. I planned that. So basically, I planned to have a child. You see what I'm saying? So you get me. So you have to make the right choices when you're ready for that.
Exactly.
It's true, man. It's true. Now, like I said, man, like that pregnancy period was just, it was rough going, man. It was rough riding, man. Like, there was good days, there was bad days. Like, obviously, my own experience, we had a little scare at one point. around 26 weeks in, innit? We could have had a premature labour. And at the time, it was just getting on my nerves because Watford General Hospital was like, they were just pissing us about, innit? Until I kicked off. I was like, listen, nah, man, I'm not having it. You've been telling us this hospital, that hospital for the last 3 days, bro. You need to let us know what's going on, innit? Because if you don't let me know in the next half hour, that's it, I'm kicking off a mad storm, innit? Yeah, within half an hour, they came up. Do you know what I'm saying? We got you a place at Tooting Hospital, blah, blah, blah. So we was in Tooting Hospital for about a week. Luckily, he stayed.
That's some nonsense. So you have to go from Hertfordshire all the way to South London.
Yeah, man. Literally the first train, literally the first stop to the near enough the last stop on the Northern Line.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, man.
Oh, that Northern Line is long, bro. Like that is mad long, man. Like that. But apart from that, after that, we didn't really have any more problems after that. I mean, she could have given birth like about an hour or two before. I said hour or two, a week or two before, but it's just a struggle. Like it was mad. God, did you have any like sort of experiences like that during your pregnancy?
Who are you talking to? Sorry,
it's broke up.
I was saying, did any of you have any of that during your like experiences, like any sort of issues or like anything like that during the pregnancies, or was it all like sort of smooth sailing?
The thing is that something did happen after 9 weeks, yeah, but honestly, like, because I was speaking to my partner about it today, and I was like, because I was asking her, do you mind if I bring up the pizza story, innit? And then, like, yeah, she was saying that there was a scare after 9 weeks, but honestly, I'm just the type of person anyway that just puts everything to the back of my mind, innit? So if things do happen, I kind of just try to erase it, innit? But when she did say it, like, it all came back, like, yeah, because there was a little scare, and then you just have to go have the scans and that, innit, and listen and that, and then once you hear the heartbeat and that, then that's all you need to hear, innit. The second time we went for a scan, the little one was just all upside down and wasn't trying to cooperate, innit, so we had to come back for another scan. But yeah, like that was the only thing after I think it was about 9 weeks, innit, but after that, it was just like plain sailing, man. So that's what you want, innit, man? Plain sailing. Anything else, it's just a stress, man.
Yeah, no, I hear that, man. I hear that. Oh, Lorie's come back. What's going on?
My PC finally working, man.
You there now?
Yeah,
scared? Was you scared when you heard it before?
Big General, did you have any did you have any like sort of scares during your pregnancy? Like, did you have any scares with your wife during your pregnancy?
Say that again, bro.
I was saying, did you have any scares during your pregnancy? Like
not at all, actually. I was unfearful at all. I was happy.
Did your wife have any like sort of scares or anything during the pregnancy?
Not at all, actually. She was very happy. We was both happy.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, did you go through any like compilations?
She never had any complications at all. It was actually very straightforward, my bro.
Yeah. What about you, Lorie?
Yeah, both pregnancies they came through cesarean. So with the twins, because there's two, you've got two in one, so they were quite small. And then remember there was some complications with their kidneys when they were trying to grow inside the tummy. But I think one was, I can't remember exactly because it's so long ago. It's like 16 years ago, man. So, but I think one was inside out and one was the wrong way round. But they're perfectly fit. They're perfectly healthy. They're taller than me, so.
No, man. Like I said, like, do you know what's funny about it? Like, I knew this one was gonna be a tough one to like sort of grind out some banter and that because we want to stay stuff, but at the end of the day, at the same time, we don't want to be like, oh, we're gonna offend them. Are they gonna get offended at this if they hear this or see this? Obviously, for us, it's banter, but are they gonna like? This is what I'm saying. But nah, dude, like, I mean, for me, like I said, apart from that sort of compilation there, oh man. Where's everyone gone? Oh well, but yeah, for me,
it's all good.
It's all right. I think internet connection and all that. But yeah, man. For me personally, when I was going through it, like there was some funny days. I can't lie. There was some funny days. Like we could get away, especially with pregnancy. Yeah, you could go away, when the woman's pregnant. You could get away with a lot with them. Literally, you could go be like, listen, excuse me, boss. Obviously, my missus is pregnant. Is it all right if we can use the toilet? And I'm like, yeah, go. If you go in there with no pregnancy and they look at you, sorry, no toilet for customers. Sorry, I'm like, what? But if I had to get, if I brought a pregnant missus in with me, you'll let her go, don't it? Like,
no, there's a lot of pros and cons to it. It depends on how they're treated as well. Because you know yourself, they should be treated a certain way because you're there. You're not only protecting your child, you've got to protect her because we are both in it together.
Mm.
But some people won't do it like that, and even to this day, you see some like ever since I've been a parent, I've always had that maternal instinct anyway. But if I see a pregnant lady, automatically I'm getting on my feet. Pro-COVID, obviously, when we was getting on transport and stuff like that. If I see someone struggling with their pushchair, I'm helping them. Some people haven't got that mindset in them, and it's a shame that we're in that kind of society where we're not looking at each other and helping out each other. But whether you're a parent or not, them kind of things should be taken into consideration. And as I said, as a man, you're looking after any female of any kind when they're in that situation, even if you don't know their circumstances, they might be with someone, so they'll tell you, yeah, I'm okay. But you just go with that mindset that, look, I'm here to help. If you need any help, like if you're struggling, just let me know, and I'm there for you.
I think you notice it more though, innit? After, like, obviously you would always get up for like a pregnant lady or whatever, innit? But I think you notice it more once your partner's been through it. Like, so you start to see other things that you probably didn't notice before, and then you're more inclined to help because obviously you see the signs in it. Like most of us would get up for a pregnant lady anyway, give her a seat and that. But there are just little other things that you notice.
You notice after you
notice once you've been in that position, isn't it?
Yeah, nah. But I mean, like for me personally, like even for me, like I've always said like, whether we were like, regardless if we was together or not, yeah, it's one of them. Like anyone I get with the future cannot have a go at me if I want to go around the mother of my child's house to see my son. I'm gonna be like, I'm one of them in general, innit? Like I just don't take no BS as it is. Like, yeah, I won't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care. Like so, you're having it's one of them because I know there's girls out there, yeah, whether they like it, whether they would like to admit it or not, that don't like their man going round the mother of the man's child's house because they feel like they're gonna get together and he's gonna cheat, he's gonna get back with her, blah 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 blah, because of this, you know, it's just what goes in their head. So then it gets to the point where she puts him in a predicament. Is it me or is it your child? But he's like, whoa, you can't even put me in that predicament. I would never, like, for me personally, I'll never let that predicament, because if a woman ever said that to me, I'm looking at him like, all right, well, bye. Goodbye. You're asking me to pick you over my chop now. Goodbye. You know, like that. Like, you see where the door is? I beg you leave it, but don't slam it, innit? I like my door, innit? I don't want nothing broken, innit? So can you please leave nicely? But yeah, man, nice. It's my charging port's not working. Oh, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
See, you man, your technical difficulties.
Nah, my chart for some reason my port ain't working, bro.
And the thing is, the computer's been fine all day. When we
Yeah.
decide to go live, it's like, nah, I'm not waking up. What's to be stubborn?
Oh, I've got 5 minutes before it dies, bro.
What is it? Your laptop?
Yeah,
Oh man,
the thing's not. It's plugged in, but it's not working, bro.
that's real stress right there, boy.
Whilst you,
Don't. It's gonna. Don't.
you want to
You're
bring
right
up another
there.
topic whilst you're sorting that out?
Yeah, go on, because he's stressing out right now with that laptop there.
Huh?
I feel his pain, man. I feel his pain.
Obviously, give me a minute, yeah. Let me try and
Yeah,
before this
you
dies.
do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, just jump out for a second and come back in.
Do your thing. Yeah. So just alluding back to what I was saying a bit earlier. So I've got 3 kids in total.
Mm.
For everyone in the chat, everyone watching the podcast, twins that are nearly 16 and a son that's nearly 10. So I've probably got the oldest kids within our little group that we've started up.
Yeah.
And it's sort of, it's getting, the way I feel right now is just knowing that I'm going to have kids in all my kids are going to be in double digits in a few months. It's just, it makes me feel old, but at the same time, it makes me feel proud to get there. Like I'm
Yeah.
always seen as the father figure or the uncle in any groups of society that I'm in. So like the groups that I'm in, social groups that I've been in within uni, college, I'm always sort of the go-to person. And I think, as I said earlier, being 21 and being a father is scary as hell. So that whole experience for me made me grow up automatically and made me realize that I'm not just only responsible for myself with my actions, I'm responsible for 3 other people as well.
Mm.
Initially 2 and then initially 3. So a lot of things have got to change and I'm going to be seen as a role model. So I've got to be setting examples out here. And I wouldn't take back anything, like any of the experiences that I've had, because them life lessons have made me a better person. And they've made me realize that, as I said, there's more to life than letting things get you down, trying to be stressed out about things, because you're coming home to them faces. You're coming home to a family. You're coming home to that love. And you can probably relate to this as well. Like, you hear about when, like, your family, so if your brothers and sisters, if you've got siblings or your friends have children, when they tell you that you don't know that experience of love until it's your own. So when they were first born, I never knew that I had love like that inside of me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can't explain it. But when you hear that first cry, when you hear that first word, when they look into your eyes, the love you feel is just, I don't know how to describe it, man.
Yes, Matt. I mean, I remember, like, I was gonna say last year, but it's not even last year. Time goes so quick now. It's the year before. Yeah, year before. And it was my birthday, and I came home and that. And then she just kept saying "Daddy." Like, God, I'm trying to work out how old she would have been. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So 7 months. She would have been 7 months old. Yeah, and I just got back from work. And yeah, she just kept saying "Daddy," and that. Obviously, I think the reason why they say "Daddy" first is because when you go work and come back, your mom's like "Daddy's home" sort of thing. So that's the word that they obviously latch on to. But yeah, that experience was just crazy. I never cried. I don't think I cried when she was born. I don't think. Maybe slight tears, but the first time I proper cried was the first time I got her to sleep. Like, because only her mom could get her to sleep, but she wasn't having it. Like, she wasn't letting me put her to sleep. But I just remember, like, I was playing Lauryn Hill and I was just rocking her to sleep, and then she just went to sleep, and I just started crying. That was probably the first time, yeah, that I properly cried.
What about you?
Literally, yeah, with the twins, it was at the birth.
Mm.
Like I said, I was bawling my eyes out when they were born because it was just tears of happiness. Like,
Yeah.
yes, I'm a dad. I can't believe it. Just tears of happiness. And then with my
Come
son,
back.
yes, we were just talking about the first time we cried. Both times for me, it was at the birth. And then, yeah, with my son, it was just the emotions were all over the place. It was like, I've got my boy. I can't believe it. Like as I said, I love all my kids the same, but it's just a different experience having a boy from having girls. Like you don't have favorites, but knowing that you've got a little you, so you can
You're a
train them.
lot, your own little soldier, your own little youth, fam. Like, I'm saying, do you know what it is? Yeah, for me, yeah, I want a little girl now, innit? Because I've got my little soldier there, innit?
Yeah.
So I've always like, I wanted my little princess. I want my little princess there now, like, you know what I'm saying? I want that, daddy, 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 you know, you know the ones where mommy's boy, daddy's girl. That's what I want.
Yeah, like it is
Nah.
crazy because like when she hurts herself or whatever, she always goes to her mum. Like, but if she just wants to just chill and watch TV or whatever, she'll just come and just lay on me and just chill. But yeah, like for different things, like she's smart now. Like she's nearly 2. Like she knows what she's doing now, innit? Like when she wants certain things, she'll go to her mum. If she wants food, she'll come to me because she knows I'll go in the kitchen and just go get her little fruit or whatever. So she'll come to me for food. But when she's tired or you know, when she hurts herself or whatever, she always goes to her mum. But like, did you want a boy or a girl, or did you not care?
I think for me, I wanted a boy at first, innit?
Yeah.
I wanted a boy at first because I knew if I had that little girl, especially with all my guys having little boys, yeah. You would have had to be, listen, you're my guy, yeah, but obviously, safe, innit? So, but I wanted that, to be honest, I wasn't actually like too fussed. Obviously, I was probably 55, 45 for a little boy.
Yeah.
But like I was happy either way in it when we find out. I was gonna be happy either way in it. Like
Yeah.
it was one of them like that. I think because I haven't really obviously you was touching on when you first cried. I think when I first cried was I think it was at the birth. I don't think I did cry during the pregnancy itself, but I think it was at the birth. Because I remember I was so paranoid up to that. Like the last 2 weeks, I was so paranoid, like
Right.
all hands were on deck, like sort of thing. Like and she had messaged me, "Hi, you cool? Yeah, everything got blessed. Yeah, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine." Like I'm like, "All right, cool, just checking."
Like every message or every phone call, like he was just panicking in it because you're like, "Oh no, what's going on?" I remember I had not annual leave. I had leave booked in it. Yeah, so it needed to start on Monday in it, and I remember finishing work on Friday, and then like I just remember thinking, "Oh no, like she has to be born like over this weekend or on Monday because I'm gonna lose valuable time off, man." And then I got home, and then my missus was like, like she's coming, but I was just like, I just thought she was joking. No, I didn't think she was joking, but I thought she was just being, you know, she's just saying it just because she felt a little movement in it. And then, yeah, like it was just coming, and then throughout the day, so I got home probably about 5 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, the contractions started getting closer and more stressful. And then probably like in the midnight and that, I've gone to sleep. So her mum's come to stay with her because I couldn't even stay awake, man. Tried my hardest, but if I'm tired, I'm just gonna fall asleep, man. I've fallen asleep in nightclubs and stuff. That's how I'll fall asleep anywhere in it. But yeah, when we got to the hospital,
I fall asleep in nightclubs, bro.
Listen, I fell asleep on my brother's stag do. I was so tired. Like I wasn't even drinking, but I just fell asleep. That's how mad it is.
That's
But when
why
we
you
got
finished. You needed that. You needed to have
yeah,
that little
like,
joke in you. That's why you needed to.
when we got to the hospital, like, and you know what was scary about the hospital is you could hear other people like screaming and stuff, crying and that. So I was like, oh, like it was just mad because you
Yeah,
could
I
hear
remember that
people.
as
I think
well, man. I remember the
I don't
first time
know,
we
like
slept in the hospital and you could hear the
yeah,
new baby screaming, and then you could hear other like, "Ah!" all these
yeah, you
women
could
shouting. You're
hear,
like, oh my god.
and
Like
you
I
could
was
When
hear
it was,
I was
people
looking
that
at,
they probably lost their child as well, and you can hear all of
yeah, as
those
well.
ones
Like,
crying. It was just mad. And then when she was like, she was a certain amount of centimeters dilated, I was like, oh, yeah, this is happening, boy. And it was pretty smooth from then, to be fair. Like my missus just pushed through, man. Like baby was out in no time, man. Or not say the baby, my daughter was out in no time, and I couldn't even cut the umbilical cord, yeah, because I thought it was gonna hurt her, innit? So I was like, I didn't even
yeah,
want to do it, innit?
but it's bare weird, and you're like,
Yeah.
are you
none
sure
of
this
And
the
ain't
what
gonna
it is,
hurt my
like,
kid, bruv?
yeah, luckily her mum came through again and did that for me because I just couldn't do it, man. I was like, no, this is gonna hurt her, innit? So I was just like, no, I did it, and then her mum
did
done
any
it.
of you not keep it or eat
Uh,
it?
no, 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 no,
Hell no, man.
And
no, don't
they
lie,
even
Lorie,
said
man.
that apparently people keep the actual, what's it called? You know, the
Seven
sack
thing,
they have inside
Yeah,
where all the baby stuff goes.
yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, apparently people keep that and they cook it, and you're like, what?
yeah, eat the
nah,
placenta, man. That's what I'm saying. None of that for me. Eat
nah,
that.
don't
Nah,
lie, Lorie,
listen,
man.
I've got
Lorie's like
you know,
eating that with a packet of crisp and that.
bruv,
Lorie is donkey crisp in there.
was there anything? Hey, do you know what? Was there anything that your missus couldn't eat? Like the baby refused it, if that makes sense. Like something that she would have eaten before, but then
Yeah.
she became pregnant and suddenly she can't eat it because as much as she wants to, she keeps like
Oh, yeah.
throwing up
The
or
thing is, the
something on
only
it.
thing I'll say, like, I don't know, my missus had a nut allergy anyway, so she wasn't even gonna risk it. But they told us like I think they said that like don't eat like salmon. She wasn't allowed to have McFlurries and ice cream because it's unpasteurized, isn't it? So like she weren't allowed to have that. But I can't remember anything like that, to be fair. What about you, Lorie?
We're going way back too far, man.
No, man,
Honestly,
man
in
can't.
all honesty, I
He's
really
like,
can't
listen, I
remember.
don't even remember.
I
I don't
really
even
can't
remember.
remember.
Yeah, man, it's
Things
just
like that I can't remember, man. I'll be lying
So
if I
how
did.
how old is your kids now then?
Yeah, so my son's 10 in a few months, and my daughter's a 16 September. So
Okay. Oh yeah, you better go buy them armies now then.
yeah, I'll be back in
Yeah,
a
you
sec,
know,
guys.
not even guns, but you know when they go, oh, you better go buy a gun, and then no, you need to go buy an army,
Yeah,
my
yeah, I
brother.
hear you, man. I'll be back in a sec.
yeah, no worries,
Yeah,
bro.
no worries.
Keep it moving.
But
Keep
yeah,
it going.
I mean, for me, my BMs couldn't like the mother of my child, she couldn't. There was pizza she couldn't eat, and the funny thing is, yeah, you couldn't believe it. She couldn't eat pizza because he didn't like it, but the guy loves pizza now.
That's mad though. Like, I don't. Yeah, that's
Like
actually
it's
mad.
crazy, bro. Like there's certain things, yeah, she used to love eating,
Yeah,
but he didn't like it, so he would reject it. Yeah, but he will eat it now.
yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything like that. To be fair, they just told us, they just gave us a list of things that probably should stay away from, and then
Oh yeah, they gave us that list as well. They gave us
yeah, but
they, like go yeah like eat your obviously recommended like eat more fruit and veg.
yeah,
But they even said not to try not to eat too many citric fruit
oh yeah.
because of the acid. So I was like,
No, it's just to be fair, like when I was I was working, but I was working shifts in it, so shift work, so it was just mad anyway. So I didn't even. Sometimes I could go a day without seeing her because obviously she might be sleeping in it. I mean, to be fair to her, she'll stay up, like to my partner, she'll stay up like till 11, 12 o'clock till I got back home, innit? And then she'll fall asleep. But yeah, I can't remember anything like that. with food.
Do you remember like when your obviously your little girl was in your missus's tummy? Yeah.
Mm.
Do you remember like any sort of point of day where it'll be the most active, like where the little one's most active?
I felt like it was afternoon. She could probably tell me different. I felt like it was the afternoon. Yeah, more in the evening. Probably when you're more settled down in it, you feel it more in it. Like in the day, everything's just crazy, so you feel it even more in the morning or in the evening. But I felt like it was more in the evening. But yeah, that first time it kicked, like the baby, like my daughter kicked.
Oh, that's a special moment, isn't it?
It's just special. The
It's
first
proper
heartbeat as
special.
well.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they
No.
listen to
Do
the
you know what it is?
heartbeat.
Yeah, I think you hear the heartbeat first
Yeah,
because obviously they're not big enough at that point to.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
they
yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah,
They just don't have the powers where you won't be. She might be feeling it inside, but you won't physically be able to feel it outside.
yeah.
But it's that moment where you actually start seeing the little kicks, and you're feeling the little kicks, and you're like, "Hey, what you saying, man? You good, yeah?" And you probably get into the belly. Are you good? Are you in the
Yeah.
belly? What do you
Thing is, like, I used to like put my headphones on the belly and that in it and just play music. Because I don't know, like I know people say they used to talk to the belly, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say I couldn't do it, but you'd feel a bit silly about doing
It's
it.
no. I get what you mean. You feel a bit like awkward, like after you clock yourself midway through talking to the belly, like I'm talking to her stomach right now. This
Yeah,
ain't
like
natural.
it was a bit mad, but after a while you just get used to it, innit?
Yeah. Well, on my side, yeah, she always used to say, apparently he used to be quiet, inactive during the day, but as soon as she goes to go to bed, boom, he's
Yeah.
active. Apparently, that's the most time she moved. Like there was times where I'll be sleeping next to her in bed, and you're like, for fuck's sake, oh, for fuck's sake. And she'll be like, settle down.
Yeah, no, I know it started to get, obviously once it gets to the peak and the baby's about to drop, you can see it gets more stressful for your partner, innit? Like we was just trying everything, the exercise ball and that. She would sit on that, and like you could just see she couldn't get comfortable. She couldn't get comfortable going to sleep and that.
Yeah.
So, and because of my snoring and that as well, like sometimes I had to sleep in the next room, innit? Like get kicked out of the bed and that, like go downstairs or go in the other room where, but yeah, like I don't know, man. Like I just don't think. Yeah, like you just don't even think about it. Like I think men, like obviously men are just lucky in it because you have to think.
No,
about
we're
it.
lucky. Like we don't really.
Yeah,
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I don't think we actually appreciate women until we have a baby.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like,
not that.
I mean, not
Yeah,
appreciate. No, let me reword it. I don't feel like we appreciate women enough,
Yeah,
like to the full extent until we have a
Feel
baby.
that, yeah.
Because now we're like, yo, you just produced. How did your body?
That's
Man,
it. I think that was it. I think that was the.
our bodies are so
How did the
simple,
baby
bruv. How
come
did your
out?
body
Yeah.
produce what I gave you? I gave you this tiny little, drop, and that little drop produced this big. What the hell? It produced this human.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know, man. It's just mad. I don't know, like I wanna have another child, but like it's just mad scary, innit? Like I don't know if I could. It's not that I couldn't go through it again. Obviously, it's her going through all the stress anyway, but it was just mad scary, man. And I don't know, man. That
Yeah.
You'd have to prepare yourself, but now you know what's coming in it. It's easier to prepare yourself, innit? But I just remember, like on the scans, all I wanted to see was 10 fingers and 10 toes, man. Like that was it. Like once I saw that, the heartbeat, that was it for me. I didn't care if it was a boy or a girl. But that, yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Just have to prepare now, innit? You have to prepare for the second one, where it's proper preparations, isn't it? But you know what to
Oh,
expect, so
but-
it should be easier, innit?
Yeah, I know, man. Like, you know what? I mean, after the first one, I think after like maybe a couple of years of having your first one, when the second one comes about, it won't be as like you'll be used to. It's basically like you're basically going to be used to what you're going to be used to what you expect. Sorry,
Yeah,
you're going to expect this. Like you know what to expect. Sort of thing. It might not be exactly the same, but in the same. But you know it's going to be sort of like this and that. Like what she might be emotional more on the first one than the second one, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? So, like in Lorie's case, like he was saying.
I was just about to say you not say that, but really, I don't know if it's the fact that because I had twins the first time round, that's why for me it felt like it was going to be easier. But because with the twins, like I was carrying on listening to what you were saying. Some of the experiences that I had, it was like the bed routine was the worst. That was like a nightmare because at first you could do everything in sync, so you could feed them together, put them to sleep together. If one went toilet, then the other went toilet, like not too far apart from them. So all of that was in sync for a long time. Well, I say a long time. A month was a long time to me. And then after that when the routine just got thrown out the window, boy, that's when it started to get peak. Because literally it'd be a case of I'd be sleeping, and then they'd wake up. One would have to feed. You feed her, you get her settled down. As soon as you put your head down on the pillow, the other one would wake up. Now I'm hungry. So literally, when they got out of sync, he was just like, "Oh, why can't it be like how it was before?" And then you find that they don't like the same things in terms of the eating habits, as you said. With kids, like when they're small, I don't know if you lot go through these experiences with them being sort of the toddler age. They like what you like, so if you give them the same thing, they're not having it on their plate. They're like, "What's that?" And then you're eating the exact same thing on your plate.
Listen, that's where she's at now,
and
bro. That's where
helping
she's at
yourself.
now. You can have exactly the same thing on your plate, and like it got to the stage where we have to now give her big people's like the bowl in it. You have to give her a big people's bowl because if she sees a little colorful plate and that, she's not having it. But so you have to give her like a big people's bowl and that, and then she start eating, and even then she's not happy. Like she has to eat off your plate in it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
But apparently it tastes better on your plate.
Like you can't.
For some reason, it just tastes.
If you try to cut up
For some
something,
reason,
like,
there's a magical taste that comes from Daddy's plate.
to be fair, she more ramps with her mom's plate. She don't really ramp on my plate. I'm happy about that, but she always ramps with her mom's food because her mom, I don't know, her mom's food seems to be better than mine. So she always goes to her mom's food for some reason.
Have you not gone through any phases with them as well, where they like certain foods and then go off it, so you have to change their diet?
Do you know what? Right now, I'm going through a phase, where do you know what? With me, I'm quite lucky only because he's not really that fussy. You know what I'm saying? He's more fussy if it's the quick stuff, like chips and chicken nuggets.
She
And it's a bit more.
She won't touch that. Like if you try to give
No,
her chips,
we're talking about when you're like where you just need to quickly whip up something because it's getting late. Like say if you was busy or something, like you've been out all day or something. But he normally eats most times when like it's a home cooked meal, like a full cooked meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but right now he's got this obsession, and I blame myself. I do blame myself, and she can blame herself as well if she's watching. Yeah, but I do put my hands up. He's got this obsession of McDonald's, bro. Everything. What do you want for dinner? McDonald's. No, you're not having McDonald's. It's the first thing that will come out of his mouth. McDonald's. What do you want? Like, you wake up to him in the morning. What do you want for breakfast? You want cereal? Do you want porridge? McDonald's. No. No.
Yeah, she loves her porridge. She loves her porridge, and she loves she'll eat spaghetti bolognese every day if she could. Like she just loves spaghetti bolognese, man.
Yeah,
Got
shout out
Brandon
to,
here.
shout out to
Hi,
Brandon.
I shout out to Brandon here. Hi guys, big up to you for doing something completely different. I got a 3-year-old girl and expecting another in April. Oh,
Congratulations, man.
I
a
didn't even
little
know
king,
Brandon.
yeah, a little king there.
I thought Brandon was like 20. Even though
Do you know what? I didn't
like
realize
3
yet.
days ago. I think 2 or 3 days ago, I must have come across his Instagram and I noticed he had a little kid, and I was like, rah, I didn't even know he had a child like that. And they say he's having another one on the way. Good luck, Brandon.
Good luck, Brandon, for
Congratulations.
real, man. For real.
Congratulations,
Yes,
man.
Indiana. What are you saying?
Sorry, I'm late, man.
What they say.
man.
That's
Innit?
fine, I'm late. It's
That's
it's
cool, fam.
it's
cool, man.
it's the perfect show, man. My daughter's 4, I think she's like 40. Just she's the boss right now. Do you know what I mean?
No, Dad. I'll go to bed when I say to go. You're like, yeah. Hold on, I'm your dad.
That's right. Yeah. Who you telling no?
No,
you
that's
telling no? I'm telling you no, Dad. What do you mean?
That's right.
my daughter's favorite word right now is no. Like the other day she went to sleep singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, like, but changed all the words to no. Like she's just that's
Sing
what
it. Sing it
yeah,
for us. Come on.
No, I'm not gonna
Come
sing it. I sang it
on.
enough today.
Sing the
Like,
no song.
I sang it too many times today, but
Twinkle, twinkle, little no. Is it like that?
yeah, no, she just says no. She just says no, 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 no. Like that's it. No words, just no.
He's got the melody. He's got the melody in sync.
That's it, man. But I think now, like, I do, if we have, like, when we have another one, I should say, definitely want a boy, man. No, 2 girls. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I could
You
do that.
say this, man, but like, I got an older son and a 1-year-old, but I'm telling you, there ain't nothing like having a daughter. I don't care what anybody says. Like, it's a completely different thing. Like, I think maybe it's a male thing, like having a girl. But
my mate said that as well. You know.
No, it's true, man. It's a different feeling. Definitely more protective. Like with my boys, I'm kind of like, figure it out for yourself. Get up off the floor. Like with my daughter.
Yeah, you're more rough. You're more roughy. Like you're like, listen, like I know what you mean. Like you're more like, come on, like strong boy, strong strength.
Yeah. The way I see it, right, is I'm getting a bit tougher on my daughter, definitely, but we're not there to be their friends, right? We're there to give them the tools to look after themselves, which I can do perfectly with my boys. I think I'm pretty good at that. With my daughter, she's just got to look at me and I'm like, I can't do this shit. Do you know what I mean?
My guy said this. One of my mates said it because he's got a boy and a girl, innit? So he's got a 8-year-old boy and a 5-year-old girl, 5-year-old girl. Yeah, and he goes, bro, it's different when you have a girl, bro. He's like, it's. He goes, don't get me wrong, I love my little man, but it's just different when you have a little girl. But like this, that my little man can do stuff, and he won't get away with it. But if she does the exact same thing, she'll be able to get away with it. She'll give me a look, and I'll be like, oh, all right, then I'll let you off.
Yeah, no, it is mad, like, because my daughter now, she knows, like, if she goes to the fridge, it's like she'll start tapping on it, and then she'll know I'll give her something, and like she's obsessed with blueberries, and I'm like, okay, you can only have one more, and then one more like turns into 10. Like she's just there eating 10 blueberries. Like she just knows that I won't say no to anything. So she sometimes it gets to like lunchtime and she won't eat her lunch because she's had like an apple, a pear, 2 tangerines, blueberries, strawberries, because she just loves fruit. So I mean that's a good thing. Yeah. In the end, like, she loves fruit.
My kids are fruit bats as well, man.
And
my mum was a bit more of a vegetable lover, man. I'm not complaining, by the way. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would ask for broccoli. I'm like, yeah, cool. Yeah, by all means, yeah, cool.
Whoa. I've just read Brandon's comment. Get that up.
Is it?
Yeah, bring up Brandon's comment.
See, I had to talk with my daughter from young.
Trust me.
Like, apart from
this is what gets me nervous about having a daughter. But like, you got daughters, so I don't know what it's like, innit? Like, you all got daughters. Like,
I never wanted.
I don't know what it's like, so I've only got my son, innit?
I'll be honest. I was always scared of having a daughter, right? And so I already had a son, and I was worried about having a daughter then. I had a son, it was the relief. And then, obviously my missus is pregnant, we're going for the scan and stuff, and I'm willing it into existence. Like, we are not having a daughter, we're having a boy, right? We're having a boy, definitely. And in the scan, like, told us the sex. So it's like, it wasn't that I was deflated, because like, in a way of, oh, it's a daughter, like, oh, for God's sake, what a disappointment. It was more like, like everything rushed into my head. A little girl. Like, I might have to be sensible at times. And do you know what I mean? Like, the worries about it, like, as they get older with like boyfriends and stuff, and it was, yeah, everything rushed at me at once.
Look at Vic, and it's like,
I'm not even thinking about that yet, man. I'm just, I don't even know.
Lorie's jumped up. He's like, oh, my daughter's out there.
Lorie's gone to load the guns, bro.
Lorie's got to buy that army right now, isn't it?
No, literally, that conversation was having about food. I'm getting that now in my ear.
What time did he go to bed?
No, he's still up. He's had his dinner. Now he wants something else.
Time to get a yogurt, man.
Yeah, did you clock? Yeah, hey, maybe you can, but I don't know. Yeah, my boy he's always hungry. I will eat, and he'll come to me and say, "Dad, I'm hungry." I'm like, "Huh? What do you mean? You just what? You just yammed down a full plate of what we just had for dinner. You're telling me like, I think you had more than me, and I'm full up."
That's a toddler problem, man. I'll tell you that from now. That's a toddler problem.
So that is like that. There's nothing to be worried about. You ain't got no like.
There's nothing to be worried about. Sometimes as you said, they're eating more than you, and you find that like you're there, you can barely move, and they're still going.
They still got better energy as well. Better energy.
Yeah, man. They just go.
Man. When you go into them barbecues, that's it. Game over. Any cookouts, it's game over. Barbecue, christening, communion, any of them sort of things there, boy. They're just filling their boots.
Here you go, Lorie. This was for you. Lorie, how did your son feel about Liverpool's result and performance today?
I don't know, because I haven't spoken to him about that. This isn't a football show. This is an alternative show. So.
Nah, the reason why I brought it up is because how did your son feel? And that's the only reason I brought it up, innit? This ain't a football show, but the only because he said, how did your son feel, innit? But yeah, man, no, obviously no football. This ain't no football show. Obviously, Stephen, come on, man. You know this. Come on, my guy. But yeah, man. Right now we're like I said, we're at a stage where he just loves climbing on me as well, bro.
Oh, so you don't wrestling? Hey, boys love playing wrestling. Trust me.
Guy thinks he's Spider-Man, bro. Like, I love him to death, bruv. He's like, Daddy, look, Spider-Man, and does all these flips and cartwheels. I'm like,
my daughter was easy, right? My youngest son, like his motor skills are so advanced. Like, they really are. This isn't me bigging him up. They literally are, right? So he was walking around. He was walking 9 months, running around 10 months old. Then he figured out how to get onto the kitchen side, right? So what he did was he pulled the bottom drawer out all the way, the next drawer out a little bit less, and he created himself a ladder, right? And I've gone into the kitchen, and he stood up on the kitchen side, and before I can get there, he's just jumped, landed on the floor, and then looked at me, and then ran to do it again. Like, didn't cry, nothing. Like, I don't know what's wrong with the boy. We got a cot for him. It's supposed to last until he's 3 years old. The kid's doing chin-ups, like pulling himself up the top, drops himself on the floor. And I need a dog cage for him or something, man, because he's just into everything.
He's like the kid in Big Mama 2, you know, the kid.
Yeah. He's everywhere, man.
Like, I filmed her doing it the other day. Like, I was in the front room, and then she's come in the kitchen, and then I can hear the chair moving, and I'm like, what's this girl doing? So I've just like put my head around the corner, and I've just like put my arm out and started recording her. She's dragged the chair from one side of the room to the other side of the room to the sink. She's climbed on the chair, and this girl's trying to wash up the dishes. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, I wanted to leave her, but like, she's got obsession with like knives and forks in it, so I had to get her down. But like, these kids, man, Oh no, like literally with the food thing, she could just sit there eating food. Her problem is like even something like I love ginger nut biscuits in it, and then obviously they have a little bit of spice, little bit of kick. She'll force herself to eat it. She don't really like it. But
It's that face they do as well. They're like,
yeah, like,
and then
she
they're like, and then they go back from, they look at it like.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna eat it anyway.
Yeah, like, she's at that stage, but can't say no, can you, man? Can't say no if she wants to eat it.
See, now my little, bro, I can't even lie, man. Like, you know what opened my eyes as well, bro? How big your hands are. I've always thought I had small hands, you know. For a man, I've always thought I had small hands, and then I'll put my hands next to my kid, yeah, and I'm like, bro. Now I see why, as a kid, yeah, why I thought everyone's hands were so big, bro.
Camera's scared of that hand, boy, innit? He's scared of getting them beats, boy.
Bro. People say, look, them beats, bro. If anyone get, bro, knuckle for days, bro.
I think that's the mad thing. Like, there's no way, like, I could ever, like, hit my daughter or son if we ever have one, boy, but. Oh no, man! Like some kids look like they need it, but
Now, do you know what it is? Yeah, with my one, yeah, like I've only ever, and he was being really naughty. Like he was being, you know, there's everyone's got a limit. Yeah, he pushed me he pushed me over. I didn't obviously beat him or anything, but I did give him a little smack. Like I was like, no, I'm not having it. And then when it's just it wasn't hard, but it's hard enough for them.
Yeah,
where they can just feel that sting, that bit of sting where it shocks them. So it's not hurting them, but they end up they go into quiet because they're shocked about it.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? That hurt. What the hell? And then so from that day, yeah, he knows not to push me that limit again. I look at him like if he's pushing me, I'm like, you really want to go there? He's like, yeah, it'll be cheeky, yeah. I'm like, what? Seriously, you really want to get daddy angry for real? Like, you want to see daddy angry again? He's like, and he looks at me and he sees that I'm not actually smiling. I said, what? You really want to see daddy angry? He's like, oh no.
It's the thing, isn't it? Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. I'm gonna touch it anyway.
That's like that with the heater.
That rebellious stage. It's like how far
cup of tea. She's obsessed with trying to touch my cup of tea in the morning or whenever. She really wants to touch it, or she wants to touch the heater. She knows it's gonna burn her, but she just can't. She can't not try and touch it. But I think
it's one of them. They're just so intrigued about it. They're like. And you know what they do? They look at you as well when they think you're not looking in it, so they're looking at you and they're doing it and they're like that.
Like she's just taught herself how to cry now as well. Like, so she does she does this fake cry thing now as well, and she fakes coughs as well, so that you pat her back. Yeah, so you pat her back. Like, don't know, like kids are getting more and more advanced, man. We always said we was never gonna let her like touch the iPad or anything like that. But it just happens, innit? And now
you might as well. But this kid knows how to work my TV, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Like, you can put YouTube on. She knows that my phone. She knows that you have to put it to my face to open it.
Yep.
So she grabs the phone and puts it by my face, so it unlocks in it, and she knows how to put on Spotify. She knows how to swipe, get onto the kids' YouTube and everything. And she's not even 2, man. And it's like that's when you know that we obviously on our phones too much. But I don't know, man. Like I just always like, nah, she's never touching the iPad. But there's just some days, when you're just like, nah, this you have to just let her just watch YouTube so you can just catch a little 10-minute break or something, man, because they are relentless. And I don't know how anyone with like 2 kids under 2 or anything like that, how they survive, man, because I don't know how I would survive.
Don't listen. My kids broke 4 TVs in 5 weeks.
Whoa.
I'm not even joking.
Whoa.
And actually, it's my daughter who broke.
It's your fault, isn't it?
It's your fault, though, isn't it?
Probably. No. So had the TV.
No, they broke it, but it's your fault. Why they broke it, but it's your fault.
No, it probably is my fault because I didn't put it up on the wall, right? And I'm always planning to do it. Like, but the last thing I work with my hands for a living, so the last thing I do when I come home is want to be like doing stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like my daughter never touched it. She never touched the TV, and the warning signs were there. My son was going up to the TV, whacking it as hard as he could. Do you know what I mean? And then I came home one day, and my daughter had hit it with a sword, right, and cracked all the screen and everything. So I was like, okay, it was going to happen eventually. It's my fault. Accidents happen, right? 2 days later, I buy another TV. And I put it again. My fault. I put it on the stand. He climbs up on the back of the TV. I walk in the room, and he. I'm laughing, but I was angry at the time. He's pushed it. He's got up behind the TV and just pushed it with both hands, like to the floor, and then looked at me laughing like it's funny. Pick the TV up. I had it 24 hours, and then the TV's the screen's not cracked, but it's not working.
I'm laughing because I can imagine him just.
Oh man! And then we got a little TV, right? I got a little TV from my mother's house. That lasted a week and a half. He broke that one. Then he went to a neighbour's house and broke their TV. That is true. That's why Prime's always
the one
giving me
rule in
grief
your
about
house
my
is no
TVs,
TVs.
So now it's up on the wall, like nearly touching the ceiling. Like I don't want anything, a toy, nothing. Bought a brand new TV, put it up. It's nearly touching the ceiling. It's annoying because you've got to lean your head right back, right? But I know it's not going to get broken. Yeah. That's all I can do now because I'm not spending any more money on TVs for these kids, man.
Gosh, no, it's mad because my daughter thinks the TV's touchscreen.
Yes.
So she
don't you like you don't understand. If you keep doing that, you're gonna break the screen.
Yeah, when the TV's off, you can just see her handprints all over it. Like the other day, I don't know how she done it, but I kind of do know how she done it, but we don't know when she done it. She broke the glass on the washing machine, like the actual door glass. But she's got this thing about just like smacking everything with the broom in it. And then like one morning I've come downstairs and I've just seen like a massive crack on it, and like I'm just guessing it was her. Like that's the only explanation because she whacked everything with a broom. So like yeah, they're just nuts, but you just can't do nothing about it, can you? You just have to laugh, man. As you go crazy.
Yeah, it's the innocence of kids, innit? That's why they get away with it.
They still losing.
But with my one, yeah, like obviously we got Sky Q in it, but we got the setting where you can, they've got the little talk activation button on the side now. Yeah. So he knows that you hear him go, you hear him get frustrated. He's like YouTube, and then he's like YouTube, he's like YouTube or Netflix. You hear it like every morning, yeah. On my it's the best time to be in my house, yeah. If you want the most entertainment out of my son, yeah, be in my house every morning when he wakes up with his mum. Oh my God. Honestly, you would want to get some popcorn and just sit in because they argue in it. But it's the funniest arguments they have. Literally, he argues with her over everything. No, mummy, no, this is not how it works. I'm telling you, this is how it works.
Little Cam for real, boy.
Honestly, and obviously, yeah, she's getting frustrated, but she can't help but laugh.
No, it's hard to discipline and keep a straight face. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, it is. Oh, do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? I thought it would be easy. I did. I thought when I was watching my guys and all that, I was like, you man are too easy. See me? Nah, I wouldn't be hard. But do you know when it's your own, it is hard, because my son, he does this thing. He just does this. He does this cheeky smile, innit? And you're looking at him and you're like, because my son, he has that. I know your daughters and even your son, Lorie, probably you'll have that. They know that specific face, yeah, that they can pull, and they know as soon as you smile, that's it. They've won.
Yeah, shout out to Miss Rachel in the comments as well. She knows very well about that. She knows very well about these looks that we gave. Yeah, no, I don't know what it is. They know how to manipulate us. But I feel as dads, I know that Gunnar brought it up earlier. We give in so easily, and Indiana.
Mm.
It's because they're girls. Like you're more likely to give in to your daughter than you are your sons. You're
Yeah, but
giving
she
to
don't
both.
listen to me now. She don't listen to me now. Like, if I
You said something.
no,
So no, she
seriously,
don't
it's bad.
listen to me.
No, it's actually annoying me, right? Actually, it makes me angry sometimes because I'm like, I'll say no to her and she'll look at me like I'm the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like she'll just look at me like I'm the problem, and she'll be like, "Well, Mum said." And I'm like, "What are you arguing with me for? Why are you arguing with me? Like,
I'm
if
your
it's-
dad. Why are you
yeah, I'm
arguing?
your dad. Do as you're told." Like
It's
she's
like with my
always
little one, he goes, "Why, Dad? Why?" I'm like, "Because I'm your dad. That's why."
yeah. My two youngest are like complete opposite. So like, my son's a bit later with his speech, right? But his motor skills are incredible. My daughter's motor skills were a bit late, but her speech was just amazing. Like 1.5, I think she was, maybe nearly 2, and it was midwinter, right? So I bought all these like these washing racks, like radiator racks, to put the washing on, like to dry the washing. And she was following me around the place, taking all the washing off, throwing it on the floor. And I'm going, no, you can't, don't do that. And I've told her probably about 10 times and broke my own rule of 3 times. Like you go and sit on the sofa or whatever it was at the time. And I just had enough. And I said to her, look, you do it again, I'm going to put you in your room, okay? She said, oh, okay, Dad. And so anyway, I put it on and I turned around and she took it off again. So I put her in a room, like behind the stair gate. And I was like, just stay there for 1 minute and think about what you're doing, right? Me talk, because I was frustrated. I'm talking to a 1.5-year-old like this, right? I said, it's not funny. And so I walked down the hallway a little bit, picking up the washing. And she goes, Daddy.
I can't
was
stop
like, yeah. I
laughing.
walked back and she was like, she thought about this, right? She actually thought about it. And she goes, it is a bit funny. At like nearly 2. And I was like how, when your kid says something to you at that age, how are you supposed to keep a straight face? Because she's right. It is a bit funny. It is a bit funny.
I'm laughing,
she's
you know
taking
I'm
it off. Do
laughing,
you know
yeah,
what I
because
mean?
I could literally picture her doing it, but I don't know why. I could just
Yeah.
picture your little girl like just looking at you after she's done it.
Yeah, and she'll pick you up. She'll pick. So like if you say something, and you might say something in passing, right? She soaks it all up. She's a little sponge, as kids are. But like, I went into her room. She's got all her toys out, and I was like, she wasn't really looking at me, and I wasn't really looking at her. And I was just like, "Lo, look, you can play with those, but you've got to tidy this up." But pointed in 2 different directions, and she just said to me, "Well, that's not logical, is it?"
What?
Like she's just turned 4.
Oh my god.
She's just turned 4. She's said it to me like I've said to her, "You can play with it, but you've also got to put it away." Like she picked bones.
You know what you sound like? You sound like one of them guys that's going through a struggle with their missus. You know, when you're younger, at a young age, and that honeymoon period's gone over with your missus, and you're at that stage where where all these little bits and bobs annoy you about each other, innit? Like you sussed each other out, innit? You love each other, but
She knows how
this is
to
what you
push my
sound like. But
buttons,
it's your
man. That's what
daughter.
it
You're like,
is.
oh.
The other day she had some dungarees on, right? And she couldn't undo the back of it. And I was like, "I'll do it for you." She said, No, I'm going to Mum. You're not responsible enough. I'm like, what is this? You're 4 years old.
Someone's being
Like
talking to her, man.
she hears words, right?
Yeah,
She
yeah,
hears
yeah,
words
yeah,
about
yeah.
things. And
But it's the
like,
one-liners.
it's the one-liners, and you're just like, okay, cool. But she's actually got me questioning myself at times. I'm not even joking. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
It's mad when a 4-year-old
question.
got you questioning yourself. Like,
Yeah.
It's definitely not a motivational speaker for you, man.
No.
Trust.
You need.
Oh no. God, what did you say?
No, I'm still laughing because my son's the same with some of these one-liners. Like, I'll never forget. There was a time where I took him to a firework display with his best mate at the time, and he could have been no more than 5, 6 at the most. And basically, he like on the way back, he just kept being cheeky, just giving me so much cheek and showing off. We was on the train coming back, and Hold on, what's that? One
They're
sec.
not 4, man. They sound like they're like 40. Sounds exactly like mine. I think that's to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we're coming back from the firework display. He's just acting up, and then we happened like his mate lived a couple of stops after us, but we happened to get to my stop, and I said, if you carry on with your cheek, you're going home. Hear what my man turned around and said to me, I can't go home because I don't have an Oyster card. That was it. I was gone. That was it. I just couldn't carry on. I'm like, how does a 5-year-old know about having an Oyster card?
Oh, bro, that's mad, bro. Do you know what? This when you go like, when I get home on a, it's funny now, isn't it? But you just embarrassed me, innit?
And it's when they say things like that and they just come up with these things, you just, that's when you
It's
realize
smart.
that
It's when they're so quick. You're like, bro.
it's like it brings you back down. It brings you back down a peg, but it also makes you love them even more because you could be in the baddest mood with them, but they'll just say something silly or do something like that, and it just snap
Your
out
mood
of it.
changes. Yeah.
Yeah. You snap out of it, and you're just, and it makes you feel yourself. I know you, like you were saying, that you question yourself, but at the same time, it just sort of makes you. I don't know how to describe it. I'd say it makes you feel like things aren't as bad as they could be in the world.
Yeah.
I would
No,
say.
definitely.
Yeah. 100%. I agree with that. 100%. I
Yeah,
agree with
no,
that.
I think one of the biggest things for me is like we don't spoil the kids, right? But we do go out of our way to get them the nicest things, not over the top, but like
Yeah.
any parents do, right? And the one thing that really struck me at Christmas was my daughter was like, oh, I don't want to play with this one, I want to play with this one. And I was like, okay, well, what's wrong with this one? She's like, oh, I just don't like the color of it, right? And like, to me, straight away, I'm like, because I grew up in a family where, like, when we were young, especially, like, my mum worked 3 jobs. Do you know what I mean? Like, she worked hard. I genuinely remember my mum eating for dinner what we left. Times were that bad sometimes at home, right? When I was really young. And I kind of like not lost it with her. I didn't even say anything to her at first. I just went down into the kitchen, and I was thinking, why is she so ungrateful? Is this my fault? Am I spoiling her too much? And yeah, I had to kind of like take it upon myself to start having conversations with her about how lucky we all are, how lucky she is, like the privileges she's got, like yeah. And I was talking to her about, like, you know, there's children in the world that don't get Christmas presents, they don't get toys. Like we were talking about just basically being grateful for what you get, and appreciating things you have in life, right? Because she's very sharp, she takes all this stuff in, she's always been sharp. And then the next day she said to me, she came to me, and I think it was a doll or something, like a Barbie, right? She came to me, and then she said, Daddy, she came to me, and then she said, no, hang on, ran out. And then this was Boxing Day, and came with a brand new, I think it was like a Ken doll, actually, came to me. She's like, I already have one a bit like this, so can we find a child that can have this toy if they don't have one? And that's how I know I can have those conversations with her.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's how,
Yeah.
like, I think we sort of underestimate how sharp our kids are, like how intelligent they are.
Yeah,
Which I mean, that got to me, man. I was like, then I had to explain to her about, okay, let's maybe we can put some things together and you know, find some charities and stuff. I just like the fact now that she's got to the stage where I can have conversations with her, and she's thinking about other things, which is refreshing from a year ago, where it was very 3 years old, very selfish mode, me, mine, for at least 4 months, which every child goes through at some stage, I think. But yeah, that just really got me, man.
Yeah, no, it's good to know that with your children, when they as you said, they get wise to those sort of things. It's like with my son, anytime his football boots don't fit him no more, if they don't go to a member of his team, he wants to send them back. He wants to send them back to Africa, because he knows that the players out there and people out there, he knows their struggle, and he's like, can my boots go back to Africa, because I know some of them can't afford to wear shoes.
Yeah.
And things like that. And I love I love that nature in him. And the same with my daughters. They're happy to give up their stuff, and it's something that they've always had about them. It's a natural thing. It's not something where you've had to tell them to do it. They want to do it off their own back.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, that children have got that nature in them, and they know how to care about others, and they don't just think about themselves. And even as parents, we know sometimes, I don't know what it is, but kids can sense when we're not feeling ourselves and when we're down. You must have occasions where your children will just randomly come up to you and hug you, or they'll keep asking you, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, man? It can, you think it's drying subconsciously, but you know it's not drying. It's because they want to know that you're okay. And sometimes when you're not okay and you're putting on that brave face, they can sense that and feel that themselves. And I love that about children, that they just got a certain aura that they bring, and they've always got that good energy that they bring to you and make you feel to be a better person yourself.
No, definitely.
Yeah, man, that's so mad. I didn't realize how long this stream went on for, boys. Obviously,
just literally.
I was just an hour and a half, basically. Hey, our first stream, boys.
I'm trying to watch Brighton versus Spurs as well, and I'm like,
no, that's what I see. I've seen people dip in and out, and I'm thinking, I know the Spurs Brighton game's on right now.
I've got it on in the background, and I know this is a baby daddy thing, but
it's all right. We've got to talk about football because of baby daddy. We've got to teach.
Have you ever noticed, like, Lamella? Have you ever noticed his eyes? Like, he always looks like he's. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever seen that? Like, if you can rewind it, go back to the free kick, Cam. You know what I'm talking about as well. Go look at him. I'm always looking at him like, okay, why are you so wired right now? He just looks like that all the time. And
he looks like, I know what you mean. He looks like he's like on something.
Always. And then he takes a terrible free kick.
What's the score, by the way?
1-0 to Brighton.
Yeah,
1-0 Brighton.
Yeah, got a few minutes
no
left,
way.
man.
Yeah, 88
How much?
minutes, man.
Spurs are getting battered tonight.
I wish Bios never made that video, man. She just like that could end you. Like, she was like, go speak to Brighton and them, man, there. And I was just like,
she's gonna get it tonight, man. Bless her.
Who was it? Who said it?
That's the Bios. Remember, she made the video in Arsenal when they beat us.
Who?
Her name's Tobias.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, go talk to Fulham and Brighton and them, man, there. And now look, that's why you just don't do them things, man. Social media is dangerous. Anybody here, just be careful on social media.
You get clipped up.
Get clipped up all day.
We already know. We already know that for evidence. You know what I mean, bro? But yeah, man. Obviously, it's been an hour and a half. We don't want to talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? I've just realised, but the more we talk, the less we're gonna have for the next week's show.
Not at all. There's always something to talk about.
There's always something to talk about. But obviously, I've been thinking hour and a half now. So I appreciate obviously everyone that has tuned in tonight. Obviously, I appreciate my fellow panel, Indiana. Obviously, my guy ATP obviously had to leave. Bitz and Bobz couldn't make it, of course. Big Gunner and Lorie, obviously, come on. We're all out here, baby daddies. And do you want to end on anything? Closing statements, you guys?
Just the housekeeping, really. What, before we do housekeeping? I mean, shouting out
before we
social
go back to our baby daddy life, it was like, nah, don't keep you off. Let's just keep going.
Just really the only thing I would say is to everyone in the chat, anyone that catches this on the replay, do feel free to DM us and let us know if you've got anything that you want us to talk about, any topics you want to discuss with us. Please give us some feedback so we know if we need to change anything for the next show. As I said, this is our first episode. Nothing like this has been done within our social community. So just would appreciate any feedback. And as I said, any questions, if you want to even pop on, give any stories or advice yourself, feel free to just do anything. And if, again, to any parents out there, although me and Indiana have been parents a lot longer than the rest of the panel, I'm not sure about AT as well, but
he's got a little 5-year-old, isn't it?
Yeah. So if there's anything you want to ask us, or you want some little help, or you want to talk to us, our lines are open to you. In terms of
nobody ain't getting my phone number, man. My line ain't open, man.
Nah, you know what? For the future, for next week, what we'll do is I'll share the link into the chat itself. So if anyone wants to like come on, tell us their story or they need a bit of advice, this and that, then we'll have that. But yeah, man, do you wanna end anything, Indiana, or we gonna?
No, just don't let your kids become the boss, man.
Yeah, that's it. And if anyone is about to have a child, just know that it's gonna
get better.
It's all right, yeah. And
it's all right,
don't drink the coffee in the
I can't tell you when, but it will.
Like, first thing you got to do when you get to the hospital is ask all the staff where the best coffees are. Right, where's the nearest coffee shop? That's what I do. When my daughter was born, right, I took the iPad. I watched Match of the Day a lot. I'm not even gonna lie. I sat on the chair next to her. It was a long labour, and I was like, "Match of the Day's on." She was like, "Yeah, cool." Watch Match of the Day, find a good coffee shop.
Snacks, man. Take snacks, load of snacks, because they're gonna come in handy. Where
it might be lucky if you have a McDonald's around the corner. Actually,
and delivery day, just make sure you pack the bag properly. Check the bag 10 times if you have to. Check the bag 10 times. Believe me, you'll forget something.
Trust, but anyway.
And wait, if she says this is all your fault as well, just tell her, well, you will put things in there, and that's all done.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Share, smash the likes. Get the start to everyone, because this is something that we've been very excited to do, and we're going to keep this going for everyone. This is only the beginning. Trust me, bigger things to come for all of us.
Trust me. Really. But yeah, good night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all your comments. See you next week.